With the MP Bros, the MP Bros, the MP Bros, the MP Bros. Learn something.
Yeah. What's up, everybody? We're back, guys. We're back. You guys know us right there. I'm going to get this right one day. I think if I point the opposite way, if I point the opposite way, then I'm going to point it the right way, man. But we're back to MP Bros. My boy, he took off last week. Lucky him. He went on an amazing soul-fulfilling retreat and came back even more fired up to to pour into you guys, to give back to you guys. So, guys, let's welcome back to the MP Bros, the one and only Mr. Mike Waranch. What's up, Mikey?
What's up? Thank you. And shout out to Brad Inman for filling in. Did a phenomenal job. You guys are. It's like anyone who talks to you is just like dropping insane knowledge, just like the perfect podcast host, man. It's phenomenal. But I missed you and I missed doing this, and I'm really excited to be back, man. So thanks for saving my spot.
I kept messaging every day. He's like, "I might be replaced." I was like, "You're unreplaceable. Get back over here. We need you over here." But yeah, man, guys, we're back. This is episode number 4. You know what was really cool, Mike? On the very first episode that we did, I think we had like 97 views up to the second week. And the second video just blew it out, man. Right. It blew it out. It's cool because we really are bringing so much value to so many people out there that we don't even know. So, like, if you're watching, thank you for watching. Thank you for going this ride with us. We're gonna do this for you guys on a weekly basis. We are building something special where we are, and it's unique because we all get to work the same process and have our own individual success, but do it as a team and do it all together. So it's super, super cool. So, Mikey, what is it we're talking about today? What are we focusing on today?
So today we got mindset and discipline. And of course, you know, you guys hear those words. Those are two things that are applicable for every aspect of life. This isn't just for insurance. This is for any career you're in, any situation you're in. Mindset and discipline, in my opinion, will make or break the quality of your life. So I think it's such an important topic for us to talk about, and I'm pumped to cover it with you and share with you guys.
Totally, man. Mindset. Let's start off with mindset, right? And I think it's going to lead into the discipline in itself. But I remember when I first started and having those butterflies. Mm-hmm. You know, what am I really getting into? What's it going to look like? What is it going to take of me? And when they say mindset, it's like your body, right? Like your body, you want to take care of it. You want to go to the gym. You want to exercise. You want to eat healthy. And part of our body is going to be our mind. And truly, what we put in is what comes back out. I think we laughed about this in the past, you and I. But you know, I'll go home and be like, "Oh, babe, let me tell you about this call. Let me tell you about this client. Let me tell you about this sale. Let me tell you what Mike and I talked about today. Let me tell you what Chris is doing." Come on, but that's because it's what I'm taking in, and what I'm taking in, it's coming out. And so, anyone that wants to hear about mortgage protection, life insurance, you want to talk to me because it's all I want to talk about. But that's kind of like the mindset that I have right now, and everything that's coming in is exactly what's coming out. But being a brand new agent coming into this and not truly knowing what to expect, it could be a little bit of a dark space. It could be a little scary, right? Do you remember what it was like for you when you first got going?
Oh, of course, it's daunting for sure. And you know, that's why mindset, I think, is so important because, like, I know for me, I'm a believer in manifestation, right? And I think that, like Tony Robbins says, right, where focus goes, energy flows. And so if you think things are going to turn out great, things will turn out great. If you think they're going to be horrible, things will be horrible. It's like you have the power to choose. And, you know, we talked about this in our first podcast where you're talking about getting up and running. Like, I think it's one thing to have butterflies and be anxious and enthusiastic and like want to get going, but you can't be paralyzed by it, right? I think action is the most important part of this. And the only way that you're going to have positive action is with positive mindset, right? So it's like, the way I like to think about it is like, if you are trying to set 10 appointments in a day, right? And every time you get a yes of someone saying an appointment, you're like, I knew this was going to work, right? That's what I'm talking about. It's happening. That's 1 appointment. That's 2 appointments. That's 3 appointments. Your mindset is going to be very different than if you go in and be like, nobody wants to talk to me. This isn't going to work. And then every time someone says no, you're like, exactly. You know, it's like what machine are you putting the coin in? the machine that's feeding the negative thoughts. And even though you may get 8 appointments or 10 appointments or 15 appointments, you still feel negative and demotivated because you got all those no's and you're like, I knew those no's were coming, man. This doesn't work. No one wanted to talk to me. Or are you putting it in the machine that's saying, this is going to work? Everyone wants to talk to me. Everyone needs life insurance and mortgage protection because it's protecting their families. And then every time someone says yes, you're like, I knew they were going to say yes. I knew people needed this product. And I'm so happy that I made this jump because now I have the opportunity to impact people's lives through this industry. Right. But what about you? I mean, when you were getting up and running, and even now as an established agent, like, how are you feeling day to day and how do you manage that for yourself?
I'm going to laugh about that, and I'm going to come back to why I'm laughing. But you went into talking about like the mindset, and I just started this brand new agent, and she's awesome. She has a little bit of experience, but hasn't really done anything, and has finally found a home here with us. And she said, you know what? I'm going to put in my mind that no matter what today, I'm going to have 10 appointments. She's only working D leads. And if you guys don't know, our D leads are the ones that have been worked. You know, they're at the end of the lead life cycle. They're $1.50 to be able to get a D lead, right? So she bought her D leads. And out of those D leads today, Mike, when I stopped like my conversation with her, she was at 8. And then we still had another 45 minutes to dial.
Nice.
So I hope she did. I'm pretty sure and confident that she did. But out of D leads, because her mindset was right going into this, she was able to hit her goal. I'm so proud. I cannot wait to see what the day is going to be like for her today. You know, but that comes along with a couple of other things, you know, because now we schedule this appointments and now we're all pumped, and then 1, 2, maybe 3 don't show up, you know, but it's a numbers game. It's at the end of the day, it's all going to be a numbers game, and it's going to be, I'm going to say this often, it's going to be that massive action and constant repetition. Right. I love that phrase that Chris taught me, and I'm going to be able to pass back on to everybody. It's so cool. It's so cool to be able to tweak and track and follow and see exactly what you need to improve on. And then what you say, whatever you put energy
Where
on,
focus goes, energy flows.
You focus goes, energy flows, right? So let's break that down, because I think if you focus first on your dials, and they are either going to go the right way or the wrong way. But if you put your focus on that, and not even on the sale yet, but just on the dials, then you're going to progress on the dials. And then it's going to be the actual appointment. And then, you know what? I'm getting too many no-shows, but I now have my dials down. Mm-hmm. Now I know that I need to do at least a ballpark of 50 dials an hour. You know, I know that I need at least 50, 60 fresh leads on a daily basis for me to achieve what I want to be able to achieve, right? We interviewed June a little bit earlier in our team meeting, and if you guys get the opportunity to see that, we'll post it. You'll see that she talked about that every single time she wants to have at least 50 fresh leads, and out of those 50 fresh leads, she's able to get her 12 to 15 appointments per day. So she focused first. Her mindset was on those dials. Now she knows how many leads she needs to be able to achieve that. Now she's worked on getting those appointments. Now she's past getting no-shows out the way and how you tie them down and how you improve upon that. And now the sales for this week have been fantastic for her. There's still 2 days left, and she's for like $8,000 in the week. Like, for somebody that's coming in, or for somebody that's been hitting these roadblocks, to have a week like that, it's just like, thank you, God. You know, thank you for allowing me to be able to have the right mindset and not give up. And we talked about it, and we laughed, you know, like, this is that industry. You're going to quit so many times. How many times have you quit, Mike?
Oh, none today yet.
Right? I mean, I quit at least once a week. I feel like, you know, I'm tired. But I get up in the morning, I put my pants on, and I get right back at it again because I love it. So I laughed.
It's something that you kind of scratch the surface on, though, that like when you're having, and we're going to have a whole different podcast on goals and goal setting and all that kind of stuff. But I think that really ties a lot into mindset, right? Because like we were talking about before, you know, I have a new guy on my team who's a very close friend of mine. Shout out to Todd. And managing expectations and understanding goals is huge for mindset, right? Because if you're starting and it's your first day or your first week and you're like, I want to sell $10,000 this week. And it's like, could it happen? Maybe. Is it common? No. right? So being aware of having appropriate expectations is huge for mindset. Because for him yesterday, it was his first day on the phones. We only had a couple leads for him to call. Like, he's still waiting on his carrier contracts to get through. So we're just kind of getting his feet wet, letting him have some conversations. And I was like, your goal for today is going to be get some people on the phone and get through the appointment setting script, right? Just get through it. That's all you're trying to do. And not only did he get through it, but he set 2 appointments and talked to 3 people. So, dude, there's a lot of people, that's insane. So there's a lot of people who just simply picking up the phone and dialing is a win, right? And other people who can set a couple appointments on their first day, but understanding, like, I'm just trying to dial. And if I'm able to get over those butterflies that we were talking about and simply dial the phone and make a pace of this 50 dial an hour pace, that is a win. Doesn't matter if I set appointments, if I sell policies, none of it matters. That's where mindset comes in, right? If I understand what I'm trying to achieve and what a win looks like, which grows over time, mindset becomes so much easier, right? Because him setting 2 appointments on his first day on the phone, I was like, Todd, go celebrate yourself, man. That is an incredible day that you overachieved more than you can ever imagine.
Dude, right? How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time, right? We know that saying. I'll never forget my first week, man. Day before conference, I had not made a sale. I was like, all right, let me get some more leads, about 30 leads. On those 30 leads, I don't even know if I dialed them all, but I scheduled like 12 appointments. On those 12 appointments, I sold 3 houses, and 2 of them had 2 policies. So it was like 6 policies total. Next thing you know, it was like $6,000, $7,000, $8,000. I can't remember exactly what it was.
I remember
that.
It was
a good number, you know. And I came into conference into such a high, like, oh my God, y'all get ready, I'm coming, you know. But you gotta take those little bites. And then every single day wasn't like that after. You know, maybe my expectations were so high that I let my work ethic be fooled by that one odd result, right? Mm-hmm. 30 leads, 12 appointments, 6 sales. Dude, this is going to be the easiest job ever. Let's go. Come on. You know, I only have to work twice a week and I'm good. But no, it's just, you know, you got to find those no's. You got to get through those no's. You have to put the numbers in your favor. 15 appointments every single day. That's 75 appointments for the week. Let's say that a third no-show you. That's 50 appointments that you sat on. Let's say that you closed 30% of them. That's 15 sales. Dude, you just cracked an $18,000 week by staying consistent and getting a shitload of no's, right? Like getting a lot of things falling off. So, yeah, man, I laughed when you asked about my mindset because, as you guys can clearly see, I drink a lot of coffee during the day. I am so energetic, and I wear my emotions on my sleeve, which is a great thing because it makes me who I am, and it allows me to be this huge personality. But at the same time, to this side, there's this side, and I get a bad call and I'm pissed. I get a bad day and I'm mad. You know, like yesterday, like I said, I quit last night because I went through 15 appointments. On those, I maybe got to pitch 6 of them, and on them, I got a bunch of like, hey, I got to think about it. Nobody tells me no. It's amazing. I'm great at that. Give me the no's. Tell me no instead of telling me I need to think about it. That bothers me even more. But it's okay, right? And it's okay for me because I know that I am emotional and I'm going to go through this roller coaster, but I know my expectations on myself. I'm going to be mad when I don't get it. I'm going to be happy. I'm not going to be overly joyous, but I'm going to be happy when I have a 15K week. You know, I'm going to be happy when I have a $4,000 or $5,000 day, and I'm going to celebrate and pat myself in the back. But I have such a competitive nature to me. In the earlier training today, I was like, man, you can put me in a race versus Michael Bolton or whoever it is, the fastest guy in the world, Michael Johnson, I think it is, right? Whoever it is right now. And you know what? I'm going to lose that race. And after losing the race, I'm going to be pissed. Although I'm in no shape to be running a marathon or a race, I'm just that competitive. It's how I'm built. I love it. I have that energy. And I want to succeed. I want to win. And because I want to win is where my energy flows, my focus flows, my energy goes, right? And that's what's happening.
Yeah, no, it was perfect. It was perfect. But that's the thing is, like, I think that every day we start at 0. Doesn't matter what happened yesterday or the day before, or the week before, the month before, right? Every day we start at 0. So it's great industry for people who are competitive. And because you want to win, you already have, right? You said this earlier on our team training, winners win and quitters quit, right? And so it's mindset. Like, even if you're not winning, who are you really competing against if not yourself from yesterday? right? So you will win just because you want to win. And, getting back to mindset, like we're talking about these expectations, and you were talking about how we get a lot of no's. Yeah, we get a lot of no's, but again, mindset, right? Understand your ratios, right? So if we know what the conversion rates are on our A leads, B leads, C leads, and D leads, then we can stay positive when we're getting those no's, because we'll know, and I say this all the time, every no is one closer to that yes. Right? So if we're calling B leads and we know that 1 out of every 5 people we talk to will convert into an appointment, and with B leads, I actually think it's 1 out of 4, but with every 4 people we talk to, we convert into an appointment. That means that I must get 3 no's to get that 1 yes. I have to. That's where it comes. So I am of the opposite mindset, where I'm like, I want the no's because I know that I need them to get to the yeses. So mindset, where no's can demotivate a lot of people. For me and for a lot of other top producers like yourself and other people in this company, we know the no's equal yes. So we have to get them.
Get me the no's and let me get them out the way.
Exactly.
Say no to me. Please say no to me, because that means that if you say no and the next person says no, then the follower-one's going to say yes. But if you say maybe, it doesn't count.
Right. So I need one or the other.
Because it might be a yes and it might be a no, but I need to know. I need to know no or yes.
The false hope kills me with the I need to think about it and the maybes. It's like, follow up with me in 2 days or a month or a week. And those they so rarely convert. It's like 1 out of 50 or 1 out of 100. It's just ridiculous. I would rather the no. And just for anyone who's in the industry already, if you're getting a lot of think about it, slow down. Just slow your whole pace down. Like I talk naturally fast, and so I have to be very conscious about my pace. But when I really slow down when I'm talking to people, that's where I get the definitive answers. Yes, I want this plan, or no, I don't, for whatever reason. Again, like you're saying, I can handle the no's.
As you're going through it, when do you figure here's the times that I go a little faster and here are the times that I really like to slow down?
Yeah. So I typically just have a very natural pace to the majority of my call. But the 2 points where I slow down, like dumb slow down, is during here's what it does and doesn't cover, and here are the plans. Those are the 2 sections that I slow it down big time, because that's what people really need to understand. Right? I can talk with a faster pace or a more natural pace during the health background and the profiling and their income portions. I can talk at a natural pace there, and it's fine because there's no confusion from their end, right? What medications you on? How long have you been taking it? What else? Right? I can be natural during that time. But when I'm trying to make sure that they understand the value and the importance of how this protects themselves and their family, that I want to talk so slowly that they're like, come on, like, okay, I understand. I want them to feel like that they could explain it to a 5-year-old. I need them to understand. And the only way we can do that is by not only moving slow and controlling our pace, but like you and I talk about a lot, giving them a space to ask questions. What questions do you have? Right? What about you? Do you have certain times of your pitch where you're like really kind of trying to control pace or tonality more?
That's a great point. And I think I gotta put more emphasis into that myself. However, as I go through it, I'm picking off from different people, especially you. And I had a call with Miranda. Miranda, shout out to you. This is an amazing job, and spending that time with you. It's just it was so good, But what I do now is I get through the beginning part pretty quickly. Let me get to the fact finding, just 5-6 minutes. Let's get this thing. So we're gonna make it very transactional, guys. Here's the reason why I'm calling you. Here's the 3 questions I'm gonna ask you about. Let's get through them really fast so I can get to the fun part. Is that okay with you guys? Yeah, of course. Let's go through it. Note everything down. Go through it pretty quickly, still thoroughly. Because I do want to understand what medications are on, because nothing sucks more than going to apply, put an application in and then getting a denial or decline or stop right here. That's not fun, because you want to help the customer. You want to be able to bring them a positive experience, and you're like, not here. And then it takes more time from you to divert and go somewhere else and try to make it seem seamless at the same time. And so I speed up in the beginning, but as I go through the explanation of what this is going to do for you, this is where I want it to dig in. This is where I want you to actually think with me as I explain. And I'll say, hey, Mike, I want you to follow along with me here, okay? Because for you, you're a young guy, you're in good health, and I get it. You have some insurance through work, but we're going to put that to the side almost as if you didn't have anything. The reason is why. There's going to be three options for you. For you, it's either going to be able to cover the full mortgage, 3/4 of the mortgage, or half the mortgage. And it's all going to truly be based on you. But if we go to cover the full mortgage, I want you to think about what this is going to do for your family, right? This is going to now make sure that your kids and your wife have the house completely paid off without having to worry about where they're going to live, where they're going to be able to stay in, what might possibly happen. And then if that other policy from work does kick in, hey, that's a bonus. Now they can survive, right? So the first option is going to go and pay off the full mortgage. Follow? Yeah, I follow. Okay, second one, it's going to be pretty similar. Here you're going to be at 3/4 of the mortgage. Knock on wood, nothing's going to happen to you anytime soon, but maybe a lot farther down the line. And it might still achieve the same thing that the first one is doing. It might still be able to pay off the whole mortgage, but if not, it's going to be able to at least pay off the most of it, right? And the third one here, well, the option here is half the mortgage, and half the mortgage is really kind of covering your half. She can at least refinance the house and paying half of it or more off, and makes it that much more comfortable, where now it becomes affordable for her to be able to handle it and still have to deal with your kids and all that. Does that make sense? How each one can actually help you? Yeah, I get it. And you want to check in. You want to check in every time you're delivering that, because as you're checking in, they're engaged. Nothing bothers me more than being on the phone and talking just like that. And then after I ask something, I hear silence.
Yeah.
You even with me? I don't really have to say all that over again. Come on, So that's where I slow down. That's where I get a little more personal. That's where my voice, my tonality level out a little bit. And then I'll say, here, write these down. Here are the options.
And it's so crucial because, like you said, this should be a dialogue, not a monologue. It should be a conversation, right? This should be a two-way street. Because look, I'm going to assume that most people are like me in respect to having a short attention span. So if someone is ranting at me about facts about life insurance or whatever the topic is for more than a few minutes, my brain doesn't stay. Squirrel, I'm gone. Like, it does not stay with me. I have trouble staying focused like that. Now, the other thing, this is really important too. You were talking about, we'll put the work policy to the side. Guys, not every company, but most companies who offer life insurance through their group plans, if you leave that job or lose that job, you most of the time will lose that coverage. I have a guy who I'm talking. Oh, go ahead.
How do you explain it to a customer? Like, if somebody calls you and says, hey, I'm good. I got 1.5 milli for my work insurance. I'm good.
I'm like, that's great. And that's amazing because work plans are typically basically free, right? So you have that coverage. However, how long have you been with your current employer, right? Because if you lose that job or leave that job or find something else, you will lose that coverage. And I have a call literally right after this podcast right now with a guy who I sold a mortgage protection policy to like a couple months ago, software developer, been with the company for 12 years, got laid off over the holiday season. And he calls me and he's like, I lost my life insurance through my job. I got a wife. I got a kid. I need to get a traditional life insurance policy. So that's what we're going to get in place for him. So the work policy is a great thing to have because it's basically nothing out of pocket. It's great. And, you get a typically a pretty chunky policy for basically nothing, but protect yourself and your family and have contingencies in place because employers can change their mind about anything like that. What they want to do with you, with the department, with your company, like that. The other thing that I want to say is you were talking about the fact-finding portion at the beginning of the call, how you get to it like 5-6 minutes and you're in. That is so important, guys, not only to protect your time, but if anyone follows a guy on Instagram named Jeremy Miner, dude is a phenomenal sales mind. He shares just incredible information. But one of the things he talked about is lowering your status as a sales rep. Right. So if you call someone and during the fact finding time when we can be more direct and like, look, I want to get this stuff out of the way, then we'll get to the fun stuff. That to me is a very high end salesperson. Right. The person who is more of a lower status salesperson is, hey, Luis, it's Michael calling for a mortgage protection appointment. How's the weather out there? How about those Ravens, man? Do you think we're going to win the Super Bowl this year? Which we are. But either way, like, you don't want to have these kind of like false surface level, fake relationship building questions. It makes you look needy and desperate and fake. And so, like you said, be direct with it. Like, let's get to the point and let's have this conversation, because I want to be respectful of your time and my time. And there'll be time for fun. Like, we'll BS and we'll be authentic with each other. But like, let's get to the reason why we're talking.
Yes, I love that. What if you hear a baby in the very beginning of the call? How do you
I'll drop something like, people are like, oh, I'm so sorry, my kid's being, hey, look, it's white noise to me. I got 2 young kids, so I don't even hear it anymore. But I'm not going to compound on that, because people have a tendency to like really go off track, and it's like, let's bring it back. Let's get to the point. So later in the call, when we may be in the app and there's some dead space, like at that point, then yeah, I can ask about the baby or the dogs I hear barking in the background, or like comment about a funny interaction between a husband and wife. Like, we can do it. There's a time and a place, but like, let's get to the point and make sure that we're not wasting each other's time first.
I love that. Yeah, I'll bring it up, but I won't let it derail me, and I'll bring it up to the point to where it's going to be a benefit, I'll be like, is that a baby I hear? I'll be like, yeah, how old is he? Oh, a month and a half or a year and a half? Oh, that's beautiful. I remember those days. Well, let me actually be even more mindful of your time now, because I know that you guys are very busy. So like, let's do this for you, and let's get right into it. Let's focus. And that's kind of how we do it, Ben. But that's what it is, guys. Mindset is going to be so important. And as you can tell, Mike and I we have fun talking about this. Like, we're nerds. We enjoy it, like, it's awesome. But we have been able to manage our expectations on ourselves. And we know that Mike is going to be more level, even keel. I'm going to be more of a roller coaster. But I know at the end of the day, I'm going to go back and I'm going to look at my day, my week, my month, and focus on the month and the big picture instead of the McDonald's drive-through instant satisfaction of making that one sale, right? It's really what it comes down to. We're so used to saying, like, I bought leads, I need to sell now and get that immediate satisfaction out of that, instead of saying, hey, you know what? I've worked my ass off this whole month. Wow, look at what a great month it has been.
Can I ask you, do you have any practices that you do in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, before bed, that you do to help you with mindset?
I can improve upon that without a doubt. I feel like I allow life to get in my way, but I pray every night, and every morning I wake up with just a little bit of gratitude in my day. I don't. My ADD kicks in. Like, if I start praying for too long, next thing you know, I'm thinking about something else. But if I go and I give a quick thank you for today, and I say, thank you for the opportunities that I'm being given, and I put my energy into something, put my focus into something, it allows me to just be a little more centered. So every single morning I wake up, I see my wife still sleeping, I see the kids, and I'm just filled with joy. Like, even if they're just still resting, I'm just getting up and going. I am that 5 o'clock wake up in the morning and get going. I feel like the holidays have thrown me off a little bit. I'm still trying to climb out of it, but so here's the funny part, right? That's who I want to be. But in order for me to be the person that I want to be, there's only one thing in the way of that, and that's action. My alarm goes off, and sometimes I'm cozy. It's a little cold. My wife is really cute to cuddle with. Let me stay in bed. But it's just up on me to just say, you know what? Hey, alarm's off. I got to get up. You got to get downstairs. Got to jump on that treadmill and, lift some weights for a little bit of time and get moving. And no matter what is, you're going to be okay with the decision because you chose it. So it's going to be your consequences. But if you're able to focus and implement it, then you're going to. So prayer for me is big. I found myself getting closer to God in the last couple of years, and I absolutely go into church every Sunday, or as much as we possibly can. But I want to say a quick thank you for the day and a quick gratefulness session in the morning to just wake up and start off right. What about you, Mike?
I definitely, gratitude's huge for me. Like you, I think I need to do better with practices to kind of stay consistent with it. But there's different things. Like, for example, I do a lot of these retreats, right? Whether they're personal development retreats, whether they're spiritual retreats, whether it's simply a vacation with my family where I can just be present and kind of disconnect from the noise that we experience on a day-to-day basis. I think that's something that's really important. I also, it doesn't have to be anything crazy. Like, I went through periods where I was doing meditation, where I was doing journaling, where I was listening to podcasts. Like, everything works. I think you need to find what works for you, and you'll go through different seasons of what feels right and authentic. Right now, especially coming off this most recent retreat, when I wake up, I'll just sit there and just take 5 minutes of quiet. Right. And it's connection to self, it's gratitude, like you were saying, and just kind of getting myself centered for the day. Because, if you're off centered and then something happens, like a client is mean to you because they don't want to talk to you or they're having a bad day, that's going to really throw you off, and you'll topple over far more easily if you're off centered. So for me, just kind of staying centered and connected and just taking 5 minutes to just like focus on my breath and be present with myself to get my day going seems to be really working right now. I'm sure it'll get back into meditation, of course, jujitsu, MMA, CrossFit, like whatever is coming for me there, coming off the holiday season. Like you said, it was throwing me off, and I got knee surgery about 6 weeks ago. So like that slowed me up a little bit, but having just practices in place, whatever works for you, do them. And there's no right or wrong, right? What works for me, what works for you, Luis, might be different than the person who's listening to this. So don't judge it. If there's something that feels right and will help you kind of just feel centered and grateful and positive, then do it. And again, just there's no right or wrong. So just jump in and try different things. But for me right now, the best thing that's helping with my mindset the most are two things, right? First, taking that 5 minutes in the morning to just like collect my breath and be centered with myself. And then in the evening, when I'm done with my last appointment, disconnect, right? Being present with my family. Because it's very easy to get wrapped up in like, oh, I wonder what's going on with the leaderboard and who's posting on Band and who can I support on WhatsApp and like, what can we, it's very easy to get dragged back into that. And I'm going to burn myself out and it messes up with my mindset. So when I'm at work, I'm at work. And when I'm not, I'm present with where I am. And that's very helpful too. Because like sitting around the dinner table with my family, like sometimes I'm just in awe of like how much gratitude I have for like how cute and how crazy my kids are. And how much my wife does for us and how incredible she is and how she shows up for herself and for us. And like, it's very easy to have a great mindset when you're focusing on the right things. Where focus goes, energy flows.
See, like today has been such a crazy day for both of us already. It's been nonstop. It's 1:43 in the morning and we have appointments coming up like now. So we're going to be jumping off soon. The funny part about it, and not so much funny, but like the very important part with mindset and with being organized is section off, mark off things. Like, I literally have in my calendar, wake up at 5, from 5 to 8 is my exercise time, it's my journaling time, it's my coffee time. This is where I get to kind of be a little bit of alone. From 7 to 8, I put, get ready, help with the kids. So I have those 2 hours for me. As long as I get up and I use them for myself, I have that 1 hour to get ready and be with the kids and send them off to school. And then 8 o'clock in the morning till 11 o'clock, hey, I'm going to make sure the rest of my day is successful because this is my time to dial now. I usually get dialing by like 8:15, 8:30. I'm on the phone, but I make sure that I don't stop till either have my 11 o'clock cutoff or I've met my appointments that I need to. But then after that, right, at 11, what happens? We have team training. Usually team training will be, if Mike or myself are not hosting, then we're probably grabbing a bite while we're listening or, getting whatever else we need to do, but have that training present so that we're watching and we're paying attention to that. Between 12 and 1 is normally when I'll follow up with some recruits where I have the opportunity to be able to edit some content, when I have the opportunity to like do something else that's going to get ready for my day. But then after that, from 2 to 7, I'm slanging. I'm calling people to be able to offer them some mortgage protection, life insurance, and hope I get as many no's as possible because they're going to come, right? But it's literally 8 to 7. Like, talk about a full-time job, and a lot of those things we're not getting paid for. How much did you get paid today for training the whole company? Nothing. We do it out of the kindness of our hearts, but we love it because it centers us and brings us in, and it shows what this industry has been able to do for ourselves and our family, and it's the best thing that could have happened to me. I'm thankful for the people that brought me in 6 years ago, and I'm thankful of where I am now, and I'm so excited about where we're going to be tomorrow.
Damn right.
That's where we at, man. What do you want to close this off with, Mike?
Nothing. I mean, I'm with you. I think that the training is really important. I think it goes back to gratitude and mindset, where both you and I have had so many people pour into us in terms of helping with our growth and development that it's only fair that we pay it forward. And I think when you do that, karma is a very real thing. And I think, like you said, we didn't get paid to lead that training today. And shout out to Brandon Kawachi, who also did an incredible job on that training today. Happy birthday, Brandon, as well. But like we do that because you pour into others. And when you're doing things selflessly to help others and to contribute to the greater good, inherently it's going to come back to you fivefold. And so I think, again, mindset is everything, and how you approach life, how you approach we didn't even get to talk about discipline, but your mindset towards your daily activities will determine the quality of your life. So I think in closing, I just want to make sure that I'm hitting home with what we've been saying the whole time today, which is where focus goes, energy flows, guys. Be cognizant of what you're focusing on.
I've got a feeling that we found the title for the episode right there. And I'm probably going to write it down wrong somehow now. Hey, bro, it's always a pleasure laughing with you, having this conversation. Man. I look forward to all the many ones who are going to come. So see y'all later. Luis Moyano, Michael Waranch, right over on that side.
Thanks, guys.
Be good. Bye, everybody.